up, everybody? It's a new day. I've been wanting a gimbal for a while, which is like it's almost like a, kind of like a, if you think about like a selfie stick, like you hold it and your phone mounts to it. But it's the thing that like, it holds your phone perfectly steady. Like no matter how you're moving, your phone is just like perfectly floating. I've always wanted one. They've always been like super like intriguing. I don't know, like just the technology is like crazy. Like you can sit there and go like this and your phone just stays perfect the whole time. But I've always wanted one, but because I've never like vlogged or anything, most of my videos are like stationary or unboxing, stuff like that, you know, where the camera's mounted or, you know, I'm standing still. I've never really had the need for one, so I'm like, you know, most of the time, like, decent ones are like $100 or more. Now that I'm vlogging, a lot of my footage, like I'm walking around or something like that, and it might not bother you guys, it might bother some of you, might not, but it bothers me like when I'm, you know, replaying and I'm editing it and whatnot, and I see, you know, the camera like kind of like jerking around for me walking and whatnot. So a gimbal basically gets rid of all that. Speaking of jumping around, it's big train tracks. But the gimbal basically like eliminates like, I'd say like probably 90 to 95% of that. And there's like little joysticks and stuff like where your thumb is, where when you're holding it, where you can move the phone side to side, up and down. One really cool thing I just found out is a lot of them have like a follow me feature, where like if it's on a tripod, but like for instance when I'm working on my my game room, which is on my other channel, if you haven't followed those videos, I could have the phone propped up in the corner of the room, and then instead of having to get off my ladder and, you know, readjust the phone or move it over here, it would just follow me like as I work around, you know, as I move around and work, which is really, really cool. Anyway, so I've been kind of peeking at them on Amazon here and there, and like I said, it was right around like $100 for a decent one, and the reviews are all hit or miss. There's 1,000 of them on there to choose from, and truthfully, I don't know what's what, you know, I don't know what's good, what's bad, I don't know any of that stuff. So I've been learning, I've been, you know, reading up on them, you know, watching some videos and stuff, and then I found a few on Amazon for like 70 and $80, and I was like, I feel like at that point, like I could afford that, but I feel like at that point I'm like, do I want to buy one that's that cheap? You know, is that going to be just some, you know, bottom of the barrel one that's just going to suck, you know, because I'm sure there's models that are just going to suck. So I picked out a few that I liked on Amazon, and they were all between like 70 and like $90-ish. And I just got my YouTube check, which is, they're tiny. You know, I'm not making big money. I'm making, on average, I'd say 70 or $80 a month, which is awesome. I'm super thankful for that. But, you know, I'm not some like big rich guy that's making, you know, a couple thousand off YouTube or something like that. It's on my other channel because they put ads on the videos. That's how that works, I guess. But anyways, I got that check the other day, and I was like, I was trying to save it or, you know, put it towards my credit cards and stuff like that. But I was like, you know, me and Shelby are both getting kind of serious, you know, about doing these, you know, doing our YouTube channels, you know, trying to grow them and, you know, get good content and, you know, make them as cool as possible. You know, like the videos I'm making, I would personally like, I watch similar videos, you know, on my, I'll call them my YouTubers, you know, people I'm subscribed to, you know, especially like a lot of my car guys, you know, when they do like vlogs and stuff. That's interesting to me because I love their car stuff, so it's cool also seeing their personal life. But a lot of them, you know, they have 100,000 plus subscribers, so they've got, you know, really good camera equipment and gear, and, you know, friends that help them out in the background constantly filming and whatnot. So me and her are pretty much doing it solo, you know, we've got each other helping us out, and you know, obviously Jake and them, when we go over there, he hangs out with us or anything. So little stuff like this, you know, it makes I guess where I was going with that is something little like this is going to make a huge difference, you know, in the quality of our videos. You know, being able to like mount my phone or hold it steady, you know, when we're out walking around and stuff like that. You know, even at that concert, like it would have been awesome to have this, because, you know, I'm trying to like, all those videos I recorded in my concert post were like 90% of them, like, you know, I'm watching the thing, you know, while I'm holding my phone. You know, I'm not going to be that person who lives through my phone when I'm right there in person, you know, because then it's like, what's the point of getting those tickets? You know, I didn't, as much as I love making the content and having, you know, another good vlog video, I didn't buy those tickets, you know, just to record, you know, and put it on my YouTube channel. You know, I bought those tickets so me and her could see them up close and in person. But having a gimbal even at something like that would have been sweet, because, you know, I could have just moved my hand around a little bit and everything would have been perfectly still, you know, whereas we're standing on our feet for like 7 hours, so, you know, I might be a little twitchy or shaky and stuff like that. But oh yeah, anyways, back to my other point. So I found a few on Amazon I like. I got paid from YouTube. I was like, you know, I might just splurge a little bit. I'm trying to save money right now, hardcore, but I might splurge on this one thing because it's gonna, you know, help our YouTube channels out. I'm a very impatient person. Like, even though Amazon Prime, like, some of their stuff is either next day or even same day delivery. So I was like, damn, you know, I could buy one this morning, and it's Saturday today. It's about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock right now. I could buy it now, it'd be delivered tomorrow. Let me see which ones Best Buy has in stock, because, you know, we've got a Best Buy, I mean, not local, but, you know, as usual with everything, I gotta drive out of Monroe. We have one, they're down in Toledo, and then they're down in, or up in Southgate. They're both, one's like, I think 19 miles and one's 21 miles, so it's about the same drive. Not even a half hour, so it's not too bad. But anyways, so I was like, let me see what they have in stock. If they have one in stock that Amazon also has and it's cheaper on Amazon, I'll go to Best Buy and have them price match it, you know, then that way I can have it right now today. And the perk of that is Best Buy has like no questions asked refunds. So say I get this thing, and like a lot of them, you know, they have unique features, you know, like one is going to do something that the other one doesn't. Like one I found actually had a wireless charger built into where your phone mounts, which is really cool. Unfortunately, they didn't have that one, but, you know, other ones, like, you can plug it right into the gimbal and whatnot. But they had this one. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. I'll put a picture right here of it. It starts with a Z. And it was normally $100, but it was on sale at Best Buy for $79.99. And Amazon has it for $69.99 right now. But it's not sold by Amazon, but it's fulfilled. I don't know how you say that word. It's fulfilled and shipped by Amazon though, so I'm thinking maybe they still will price match it. But if not, it's only $10. You know, that's not too bad. But I like the idea of, like, one, I can have it right now, and two, if for some reason I don't like it, or I might buy it and not use it. You know, I figure buying it at Best Buy is a perfect option, because, you know, if I don't want it, I can return it. You know, if I don't like it, I can return it. If I don't use it, I can return it, you know. Or another thing I thought too is, you know, I might buy this one and be like, you know, those few features I didn't think were a big deal that the more expensive ones have, I really want those. So let me return this one now that I know that I would like it and I would like these features. And then, you know, I can drop, you know, 20 or 30 extra bucks and get the better one and order it on Amazon. So that's where I'm headed now, about halfway there. So I'll see you guys when we get there. We're approaching wonderful Southgate. I like it up here. There's a lot of stuff, you know, which is obviously why we come up here, but there's just too many people. Wow, this was clear. That is a first. And this is clear. Holy crap, that is a first. I literally, honest to God, I can't tell you the last time we've came through here and I had to sit there for 5 or 6 minutes waiting on cars. And then when you turn out, you're turning into the left lane and you have to get over, otherwise it takes you back to the highway. So that usually sucks. Side note, I hate sitting under those things. After seeing movies like Final Destination stuff, I just assume the worst about everything. We had a Wahlburgers there, but I think they closed and moved to like Woodhaven or something, which is really random. Like 5 minutes down the highway they moved. I'm so mad I left my phone mount in Shelby's car from when we went to Grand Rapids, I got like a little suction cup thing so I can just prop my phone up right in the window. I forgot it. I saw it this morning when we went out and got breakfast and still forgot it. Luckily, we have people like this who are not paying attention when they're driving, because that gives me a chance to be able to get over and get into the mall turning lane. The light turned green and everybody took off, like 8 cars ahead of her, and she's just sitting there chowing down on a sandwich or something. It's trippy coming to this mall, where this big glass thing is right there. When I was growing up, that was actually a food court. They had like McDonald's and Taco Bell, you know, all kinds of good stuff in there. And, you know, like all kinds of, I have tons of seating room. Like the area was huge. And they had like tons and tons of waterfalls and stuff like that. I don't know, I got like a weird obsession with like little waterfalls and water fountains and stuff. I think they're cool. But I was here with my uncle one time when I was young. He had this big white like F-150, or no, I think it was a F2 or 350, but it was huge. I mean, the thing, like, I was so young that he literally had to like lift me up into it. We were here and it was downpouring, like, I mean, absolutely torrential rain. And within like, no joke, 20 minutes, like half the town was flooded. And there used to be like underpasses where like you would drive under the railroads and stuff, and they were flooded. The cars were trying to go through them, and there was so much water that the cars were actually, oh wow, almost front row. They were flooded, so these little cars like mine were trying to go through them, and like they would just get stuck and just start floating, and obviously your engine's pretty much shot because you sucked water into it. It ruined it. But he had this big truck, so we were just flying right through him. But it was crazy, though. It was literally raining inside the mall where this Best Buy is now. It used to be the food court, and all that glass was leaking, and it was just like the mall was starting to flood. And by the time we got home, the news was here, and they showed the food court. The food court had like a foot of water in it. It was cool. I mean, it was crazy. It wasn't cool, but it was cool to see, like, oh, no kidding, we were just there and, you know, we just missed that. So that store was a madhouse. I didn't really film much because I couldn't move around, like, and then every 5 steps I took, I was being bombarded by a Best Buy employee. Hi, can I help you? Hi, how are you? Hi, what are you looking for today? Hi, let me help you. Like, oh, hey, I'm just chilling. I know you're doing your job, but this one lady said hi like 3 different times. One of the guys was in the camera section right after I grabbed this. I was just kind of looking at the other accessories they had. He was kind of walking up, like he had a box and he was doing something on like a, you know, one of those keypad things that they use. He was like, hi, can I help you? And I was like, no, I'm just, you know, grabbing this and looking around, burning some time. He's like, okay, you know, if you have any questions or whatever, just let me know. I was like, all right, thank you. And then he just like awkwardly stood next to me for like a minute, and I'm like, okay. So he just kind of like awkwardly stood there for like, I don't know, it had to be like, it felt like forever, but it had to be a good solid minute or so. And then he's like, did you know at Best Buy here we have a equipment protection plan, blah blah blah, something or other? I was like, yeah. I was like, they usually, you know, when I buy a TV or something, you know, they tell me about it. But he's like, okay, yeah. He's like, I'm not trying to, you know, like oversell you or push it on you or anything, you know, we don't make commission or anything, but it's really cool to have, you know, if especially for something like this, you know, if you break it, it replaces it, you know, completely for free. And he's like, it's actually kind of really expensive, but, you know, it's just nice, like, you get a brand new free product. I'm like, look, dude, if this thing breaks, I didn't say this, but I'm like, if this thing breaks, I'm gonna go ahead and put it back in the box and return it and say it's broken or it doesn't work. Like, you know, I'm not paying an extra. The thing brand new was only $70, so like, I'm not paying, you know, 30, 40, 50 bucks or something like that to get it replaced in the very rare case I do break it. Like I'm super particular and careful with my stuff, you know, so it's me breaking something is, I don't want to say rare, but it's not common. But I was like, okay, cool, thank you. And he's like, yeah, man, just, you know, let me know if you want me to check you out back here or anything, like, you know, at one of the little registers that they have hidden back there. I was like, all right, man, I'm just, you know, looking around, kind of burning some time. You know, I appreciate it, thank you. And then he kind of stood there, and finally he left, blocking my wipers. And I need to get around this car. I hate this. This is one of those areas, like, where you can't turn left. You have to, like, do a U-turn. Turn left. Oh my God, the car wash. I wish I could have grabbed my phone real quick and show that this car wash has, the cars are out in the road and wrapped around the building. There's so many. Yeah, so he walks away finally, and I went the other way because I had been looking at all that stuff, and I go to the other aisle where they got like the little mics and the lights and stuff like that. So I'm looking there, and then another lady walks by. She's like, hi, how can I help you? I was like, oh, I'm just looking around, thank you. Oh, okay. And then she walks away. And then I make my way to the end of the aisle. 30 seconds later, another woman walks by. She's like, hi, how can I help you find anything? I was like, no, thank you. I'm just looking around, you know, just burning some time, seeing what kind of stuff you guys got. Okay, well, if you need anything, let me know. I was like, okay, thank you. And she walks away. So I, like, kind of walk into the other aisle where they had different kind of, like, tripods and, like, camera mounts and stuff. Because I do want, like, a really short tripod for this thing so we can, like, use it, you know, set it up on the table. So that, she had just said something, you know, so I remember the voice. I hear, hi, how are you? And I turn over, and she's like, oh, I already said something, I'm sorry. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, no, you're all right. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to go ahead and get out of the camera aisle because, like, I can't stand here for 30 seconds without somebody else walking up to me trying to help me. Which I know, you know, I'm not knocking them. I know that's their job, that's whatever. But I'm like, you know, I'm going to go kind of walk around, look. I don't know. I like Best Buy. I like technology stuff. So even though I was just in and out for one thing, I just want to, like, look around and see what kind of cool stuff they had. So I walk over by the TVs because the new TVs they got are just insane. So I was looking at a couple of them as I was walking by, and 2 more employees. Hi, how can I help you? Hi, can I help you find anything? How are you doing today? Can I help you find something? I'm like, oh my God, man. Not only can I not get away from, like, the customers in here, there were so many people in there, like, I couldn't even really record. The 2 little clips I think I did get was, like, you know, aisles that I had just walked through and not found anybody. But I was like, on top of there being so many people in here, there's like 10 workers to every one person. So I got out of there quick. I went up to the cash register to pay. This is what I got, by the way. Super excited. I'll do an unboxing and all that on my other channel and a review on it, which, you know, on my Brian's Garage channel, because that's my, like, reviews, unboxing, you know, kind of tech channel. This is my vlog channel. But anyways, so I go up there to pay, and I open up Amazon. I was like, do you guys price match on Amazon? She said, yeah. And I showed her the ad. It is what I thought. It has to be shipped, and it has to be sold and shipped by Amazon. You know, where, like I said, this one, like, it was sold by somebody else but fulfilled by Amazon. It's got to be sold and fulfilled, or sold and shipped by Amazon. So, but I'm gonna go home, bust this thing out. I'll do some cool videos with it. So, thanks for watching. This is really odd. This gimbal thing, I wasn't crazy about it at first. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It kind of didn't want to work right, but now that I'm playing with it more, I'm figuring stuff out, like this. This is cool. So basically, it's just like a super smooth way to hold the camera. Still getting used to it. Like, it's a lot more than I thought it was gonna be. Like, weight and the way you hold it and stuff like that. Trying to get used to all the settings and the features. I can go like this, and like it's super smooth. I'll show you in the mirror. And there's different settings, like I can go to this one right here, where it like, nope, that's not the one. Okay, this one where it'll eventually move, like once it hits a certain point, like there you can see it starts to tilt. It's kind of like I think that's more of a safety thing, so it, you know, won't hit the phone or this motor right here. But this is crazy how smooth this is. Like I can move around and be weird and, you know, walk. Whereas normally, you know, walking like that, you know, the camera would be, takes a minute to get used to. But the coolest part is I can put this thing on a tripod. And the downfall is that I have to use the app. It comes with an app. It's called like ZY Play or something like that. I can't pronounce the name of it, I'm gonna be honest with you. You can see here I've been watching all kinds of YouTube videos on how to use this thing. This guy is really cool actually. He's deaf and he does sign language in his videos, but really in-depth cool videos. I'm probably gonna give this guy a sub and definitely like his videos. But so basically, like when I first got it, you can see, let's see if I can move it here. No, come on. Okay, I'm still getting used to it. Like some modes you just like move your wrist, kind of like flick your wrist and it turns. But you can see my phone, or how much longer it's extended on this side versus this side. It's right up against the motor right here. There's like a rubber bumper. And then this arm actually like moves out and in to balance the phone. The issue is my phone is so big, it's the iPhone 11 Pro Max, that it will not balance. So the gimbal makes up for it. You know, obviously you can see it's working just okay. You know, it's working okay. But the thing is, right here is a USB port. If I can, no, look down, look down. There's a USB port down here. It's not gonna show it. I gotta figure out how to work these modes. Down here, there's a USB port. And then you're supposed to be able to plug your phone in to charge it, but how are you gonna plug the phone in when it's completely blocked by this motor? You know what I mean? So that's kind of a downfall. To charge this thing, there's a micro USB port right here. And then on the front, there's a bunch of controls. So yeah, like right off the bat, it was kind of hard to get the camera to like pitch the right way. Like even right now, if I hold it perfectly straight, it wants to sit a little bit lower on the heavy side. So that is a downfall. If you have a smaller camera, it's gonna work perfect. And the GoPro fits in this thing perfectly as well. You can use this one with the native phone camera app. You know, that was one of my big things, is every one I looked up, I don't know how these work. I've never actually looked into them. I thought you just clamp your phone on and then hit record on your phone and boom, you know, walk around and do whatever you got to do, but that's not the case. There's a little bit of calibration and setup necessary. And then it records in the app, and there's a lot of features in the app, like tracking, where I can put this on a tripod and I can actually move around the room and the camera will follow me, which is really cool. I'm gonna use that upstairs when I work on my game room next. So I won't have to touch the camera, you know, like mode 1, I can go up and down, left and right. Now everyone says, oh yeah, pan and tilt and this and that. I don't remember which one's which. This is, I guess pan would probably be this. And then tilt would be tilting, but I'm just gonna say left and right, up and down. That's easier. And then hit the button twice and it kind of just follows where you go smoothly. And then 3 times flips the camera around. In May, it's February right now, so in May we're going to Hocking Hills, which is like all outdoors and scenic nature stuff, you know, a lot of hiking and caves. So this thing will really come in handy for that. But until then, hopefully I get to use it some more. I got to get used to it, figure out the settings. But these directions are useless. These were pointless. They helped me 0%. So, but I can't, you know, it's doing its job. So there's that. Definitely subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. I do appreciate it. Thumbs up, those always help. Comments, but yeah, thanks for watching. Okay, so on the left side you can see my iPhone without the gimbal, just holding it by my hands. And then the right side is with the gimbal. Insane difference. So now it's just the gimbal. I was just walking around outside real quick. I was talking and I had audio with this, but it was super windy and like blistering cold, like probably below zero with the wind chill. So the audio just came out terrible. It's just all wind. And right here I'm just walking around with the gimbal. I'm a bigger guy, so you know I move a little bit more when I walk, and I can hold the camera a little bit more steady than what you saw in that first clip. But it takes a lot of conscious effort. Like, you know, I got to be super conscious of the camera, whereas the gimbal, you can just throw it on the gimbal and literally just walk. You know, you don't got to think about it. You know, pretend like the camera's not even there, which is really cool. And then going downstairs, it's buttery smooth. And then right here, I'm just standing there. You know, I'm not on a tripod or anything, but it gives you the stability of like being on a tripod, which is really cool. And then you can just pan it left and right, go down with it, and it almost looks like really dramatic or like cinematic, you know, really cool. Back up the stairs, smooth again. And I mean, that's really it. Like I said, you know, I just bought the thing just now, and it's getting pretty late. It's already dark as I'm saying all this into the camera, or the editing program, but soon I'll have some cool clips with it, you know, some more side-by-sides, maybe at the state park again and whatnot, walking on the trail. But that about wraps it up for this video, so thanks for watching. Be sure to thumbs up and subscribe, leave a comment. Appreciate it, guys.